I don't think there's any reason to be, dealing with two people. If you want to start a relationship with this new person that you're dating and are interested in, get there. It only makes sense to me.
I mean, I could definitely agree. Like, if you're going on this date with this guy, it's all about what do you want from your relationships? What are you getting from that relationship? So it's like, if you want the whole package, connection, building the whole, like, okay, I'm about to marry this guy in the future, then dead all your other relationships that you have. If you're just in a whimsical place and you just want to like go out and just have fun and you don't want to be committed, like, I'm not gonna tell a woman what to do. I don't advise you to have sex with multiple people, obviously, but if that's what you feel like you need to do because you're exploring or you're trying to basically figure out what you want, everybody's different. Me personally, I can't have sex with multiple people at a time because I'm getting clouded. So that's why from my previous relationships into my new like dating experience, I'm taking different steps and different approaches just to see what works, because I've seen doing this in the past is like, oh, I think I like this person, but I created this person kind of off the connection that we had on our date, but off the connection we had sexually too. So it's like, okay, I think you're this person off of what you said and what you're doing. I like you even more because now we have a sexual connection. But as time goes on, it's like, where were we really going? Or do we really like have the same mindset? Can we really connect? Can we really compromise and move forward?
I feel like that sounds poetic.
Yeah, they think they locked in. Yeah. Oh, he asked for a second date. Like,
I don't think I'm locked in. I just know, like, I know you're going back out with me because you probably want to see what it's like. You know, you want to add me to your collection, quote unquote. That's the new thing, right? So I'm not trying to.
You got this guard up. Like,
it's no guard. It's no guard.
Listen, it's okay. Look, we've all been a victim. Right, I want to let you know we've all been a victim.
Now I'm giving off victim vibes.
You know what it is. Stop thinking like that.
No, I'm not. I'm genuinely asking. I know I can come off aggressive.
You're not coming off aggressive.
Okay, well, I don't know. I know I can come off.
You're not coming off victim vibes.
Okay.
You're just coming off as like, yo, look, I made some mistakes and now I'm trying to make no mistakes now.
Oh, well, no, I wouldn't say no mistakes. I'm not the perfect person. Yes, sometimes I try to aim for perfection, and as women, we try to aim for perfection. Yes, and I try to aim for perfection, and obviously that doesn't exist. It's impossible. So I can sometimes like exhaust myself from trying to be this person I can never be, or hold up this image I can never hold up. People are going to think what they think about you, and the situations you go through it's just a lesson learned. So yeah, moving forward, like, I'm going to correct my steps because now I know what I want. Before, like, I knew what I want, but I was playing around with it kind of thing because I was maybe trying to please this person or please that person. But moving forward, I want to please myself first, then please whoever's in my life. Instead of trying to like off rip go, all right, like, I like you, I'm interested in you, but sometimes I'm like trying to adjust too early, I guess.
I think you love too hard, so then you tend to put people before you, so that's why you have to push them aside so much, so then that way you don't put them before you too early. That's my personal analysis.
I can say my balance with certain things could be off, yes. Yeah. Like, I have to learn how to like level out.
You've been on many dates, right? Cool. You've been on many dates, right? All right. Whatever.
Yeah.
Amanda's the 1-2 person. She only goes on one or two things, 1 or 2 times, and that's it. All right, cool. But we've been on dates before. But you've been on a good date. You've been on a good date, at least one, right? You have a date that you went on, it's like, wow, this was a great date, right? Mm-hmm. Now, that happens twice. Right? You guys, you follow me?
I'm following.
This happens twice. You had 2 great dates, and now you're about to go on your 3rd great date. Whatever the best date that you ever had, picture that happening 3 times. Right? Now, we're not saying have sex on that actual day, but you've been on 3 dates, and now maybe this person is talking more so, sexual. Are you receptive after having the 3 best dates that you could recollect? Absolutely, right?
Absolutely. I'm already thinking about having sex before I even got to the date.
Now,
absolutely.
Crystal, I'm asking you as well, because this was a lot of runaround. I try to get to the point.
Run around. All right, let's go. Let's go.
So like when you got to that third date, like whatever the best date that you had, right? The vibes matched, the dude was fly or whoever was fly, you know what I'm saying? You guys had a great time, conversations were on point, and now you've had 2 of them, and now you're about to go on the third one with this person. Now, do you think it's fair for the guy and for yourself to be, typically you're probably more excited, right? You're probably like, yo, yeah, we going on another date.
Definitely.
We had 2 great dates. He's fly. You're probably telling all your girlfriends about how good your 2 dates were, right? Now you're gonna go on this third one, and now he's starting to talk more sexual. Are you receptive, or are you definitely gonna try to make him wait for the pussy?
I'm not saying I'm automatically every day like, oh my God, like I can't give him this, I can't give him that. Like, obviously I'm just like, I wanna wait, I wanna consume. All right, let me not run around, right?
Yeah, thank you.
Let me not run around.
I'm glad you caught yourself.
Anyways, by the third date, if we have good experience on the first 2 dates, yes, I'm receptive to whatever is gonna come next. If we haven't done that already, yes, I know that's gonna come into play. And if I wanna do it, I'm gonna do it.
Thank you. That's all I ever wanted to hear.
Well, it depends. You know what? I'm thinking, like, what is he saying, though? Like, he's talking sexual, because that might turn me off.
I mean, don't get too far into it.
No, yeah, because
Amanda.
I'm just thinking about me already having the idea that I wanted to have sex with him today after our date. But I'm like, but if he pushing the sex talk, I don't know, that might turn me off a little bit.
Okay, so all right, I get it. So by the third date, we don't have it solidified. It's just like, the ball is now starting to get into our court, but we can ruin everything.
Yeah.
Okay. Mm-hmm. So maybe it's fair. That's why a lot of people probably get nervous on the third date. Because imagine if I've been having such a great time for you for the first 2 dates, and now I go on the third date, and if I overstep my boundary, in which now I'm starting to get more comfortable.
You could be comfortable, but if in the first 2 dates you haven't even mentioned sex, you haven't even was talking like that, if you overdoing it on the third date, I'm gonna be like, where is this even coming from? Because we didn't even talk about any of this. Like, I was finna give it up to you anyway today because you just been so great. But I'm like, you're doing too much now. I feel like with sex, you always gotta be very subtle with women on a date. Like,
yeah, I agree.
You gotta be subtle, because some guys be doing too much. They be doing overly too much sometimes. So it's like, if you keep pushing sex, even if I wanted to give you sex, now I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. Like,
I agree. So what's subtle?
What is subtle?
Go ahead.
I'm not a guy. I don't know what the hell y'all be saying.
You know what turns you on? What's subtle, Amanda? What was some
What's
subtle, like?
Crystal?
What's subtle?
Yeah, like, wow, you look better than that piece of cake right there. I know that's not subtle. What's subtle?
That's corny.
Yeah, what's subtle?
Subtle is just like, you just gotta come in soft. Like, you can't just be like, damn, girl, like, you look good. Grab, like, you know, like, or just be like, you know, just don't overly
I
like.
I can't even tell you. Is that bad? I can't even tell you what, because
just don't drool over me all the time. That's how I feel. Like, just don't be drooling over me all the time.
I can't think about what they be saying right now. What do they be? Rico, how do you do it? How do you do it?
So speaking of being subtle, right? Since Amanda said that.
I actually wanted to ask that question because I don't know how to answer. I wanted Rico to answer. So speaking of being subtle, what is the...
All right.
What is the right things? Like, what is the right things to say? What are the right actions to take by the third date?
All right, so I'm gonna give you some of the Rico tips, because these are gems right here. Like, the goal is, it's very hard, so you have to read the woman, right? Because if I'm going on a date with a girl, and is it the first or the second date or the third date, doesn't matter. You always have to find a balance and letting her know that you want to do something sexual with her, but not be thirsty about it as well. So it has to be it's like tasteful ways, tasteful flirting ways. You know what I'm saying? So it's kind of hard. I can't think of it off the top of my head, but like, let's just say if you said something about a drink, right? It's gonna sound corny off the top of my head, but I'm just making up an example. But let's say like, hey, look, this drink is really good. I love how sweet it is. Like, I love how sweet you are. like subtle.
That just sounds sweet. That doesn't sound like you want to get me to the bed.
Nah, but like how you say it is different. You know what I'm saying? Like if I said it like, yeah, well, I love how sweet you are. It's gonna sound like it's like, you know, romantic and googly eyed. But if I said it like,
Rico said that's not me.
If I said it with a little like, yeah, I love how sweet you are. Like you'd be like, come on, stop it. It's not even like that. But yeah, you're right. So it's like you want to apply a joke and then back off. It's like a stick and jab move. I mean, a stick and move. So you jab and then you move. So you apply the joke, but then you move. Because if you apply and you stand too long, now you're a creep. Now she's turned off. Now she doesn't want to do it. And if you do it too much, then it's overkill. You know what I'm saying? So you have to be really, really, really slow pace, but present with that type of energy that you want to do something. Because otherwise, you could probably end up like that dude that you was dating. Because the problem is when a man don't take initiative, this is my opinion. When a man does not take initiative and he allows a girl to control the narrative, he more likely than not won't have sex with that girl, or he will in a very long period of time. So instead of 3 dates, it might be 6 dates for him. You know what I'm saying?
What did happen with you and the guy that you were dating? The one that you said that you kissed at the end of the 3rd date?
Yeah, so...
I'd have hit you in my car.
Wait, what? It was never that
I'd have
serious.
hit you in
It was
my
never
car.
that serious. Ever. But I guess the guy with... After the 3rd date, like we tried another date and then it kind of got somewhere. Like, you know, now we're kissing and stuff. It's kind of heating up. But then I'm like, I just can't. You know, when it came down to it, like he ended up not hitting. I ended up moving on. Like, I guess he wasn't my type in a way. He just wasn't for me. So, but I've had an experience and it's because of the energy you're talking about. So I guess like, you know, throwing in the hints, he did throw in the hints before, but I kind of just like curved him or like, you know, just like laughed it off like, ha, like. So I guess I was kind of already like friend zoning or like putting him in this space where like, yeah, you not getting it from me.
His subtle jokes were whack to her. That's why.
It were whack. I just wasn't attracted as much as I thought, I guess. Like, he's a great guy, you know, he does well for himself. So that can play a part in it. Like, okay, he does well, you know, he comes out nice. He has a nice, you know, where we're going is nice, it's luxury, but it's just money. Like, yeah, money, cool. So, but it wasn't about, like, I didn't want it to be about the money. I feel like when you go out with certain men that are at a certain level, they like automatically think you're supposed to throw yourselves at them. So, and I'm not that type of girl. Like, I'm not like, I don't, whatever you got, cool, like, cause I can, you know? So I just feel like in that scenario, I just wasn't that much attracted to him. And I feel like he was just kind of like trying to.
This is...
Rico's head is bust right now.
Am I going to... Let me know. Am I going around?
You're doing a great job, but like I'm trying to figure out like, okay, so this man, before I even get to that part, so you guys were in the moment and you just backed off?
We were in the moment and I just wasn't feeling it. I just wasn't feeling it.
Like, not touch you right? Like how do you get turned off when
Rico,
you're turned
it
off?
doesn't really have anything to do about that because she felt like you wasn't that attracted to him and you knew that you wanted to friend zone him. I feel like, honestly, in my opinion, you should have friend zoned him maybe like date number 2.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah,
like I think he waited a little bit too long because he really thought he was about to get something. But
I don't know. I never gave him the vibe.
Yeah, so like, were you like making?
We had good. The reason we went on so many dates is because we had good conversation. We had good conversation. We could talk about
money.
He had had money. Like
because if he said, "Yo, you know, we're not going to luxury nowhere. We're going on a picnic."
No, I went on picnic. I'm not. That's what I'm saying. With him?
With him. I'm not talking about nobody else. With Bob. With Bob. Would you go on a picnic with Bob?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
I mean, I was going on so many dates with him. Like I said, we could talk. Like, we could have conversation. We could talk about stuff. So he was stimulating my mind and, like, we could connect. So I was looking deeper into that. You know, because in the past, when you just have that sexual tension, you're going off of that vibe. Like I said, I obviously want to be sexually attracted to you, but I want to see what you can do for my mind first. Because I feel like once you get that sexual attraction and just starts, you know, you want to be around this person because you know, they got good sex. Like, you know, when you're about to show up, you guys know you're going to have a good time in that scenario.
Why can't
and
they have
everything else
everything?
doesn't.
Like, why?
No, I'm not saying they can't. I'm not saying they can't. I'm just saying for this guy, like, it just wasn't that. Like, I just didn't want it from him.
I don't think that you liked him at all. That's why when you were kissing him, you were probably like, ew, Bob, no. I don't like you, Bob. You know what? I appreciate what you did, so I tried it, and it's not for me. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the real part, right? Because there has to be a real reason why Bob didn't score, right? He took all these shots, and even when the one he thought was going to go in, rimmed out. You feel what I'm saying? So, like, there's something that was wrong with the vibe or the energy that Bob was doing. But I'm not going to sit here and pick that apart.
No, but he was a nice guy, but that was just it for you.
But Bob never did nothing.
No, he never did anything to me. Like, we just kissed, like, whatever.
What if he would have, like, where were y'all kissing? In the car or what?
No, oh my God.
I'm just curious. Like, where were y'all kissing at?
We were kissing, like...
Was it kissing or was it a peck?
No, it was kissing. They were in the moment. Go ahead.
Not like in the... Okay.
I'm paying attention.
All it was, what it came down to...
Kissing, though.
Is we were kissing, and I was just like, you know what? I don't want to do this. And that was just it.
Yo, I would have hit you with my car. Yo, so look, so wait, that brings up another good. Point though, Amanda. Is like one time that just made me think about it when I was 19. You see, look, I'm the type of person that when I'm bad at something, I gotta correct it, right? And I was bad at kissing. So,
that's what it was.
I thought he was bad at kissing. So
he wasn't the greatest kisser, so it was just like.
I thought I was a good kisser until I had I was like 18, 19, and I had dated this girl. She was like 23, so I thought I was big shit. You feel me? She older than me. She's senior in college. You feel me? Anyways, I'm kissing her on the third date. On the third date, I'm kissing her, and she's like, I can feel her vibes shutting down, and I'm like, "Fuck is she doing?" Like, I'm trying to pick it up, and then I got crystalled. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely do think that bad kissing.
We'll learn how to kiss better.
No.
You look like a creep just now.
Yeah, I'm trying to pick it up.
What is she doing?
Yeah, I'm like, maybe if I touch her more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Caress her. Like, but what ended up happening is I was a bad kisser, and on that date, that shit ruined everything. So that is true. Bad kissing.
How did you know? Did she tell you?
Nah, you know what it was? I got into a relationship after her when I was like maybe 20, 21. And then she was like, yo, we got to work on this. I was like, oh. So that's why.
Your tongue is all in my teeth.
Yo, I was like really wilding. So like, you feel me? But I was a kid. You know what I'm saying? You win some, you lose some. But Bob is a grown man, and he's still Bob, wherever you are. Yo,
leave Bob alone. Bob is a great guy. It just wasn't for me.
I hate that though. But like, that's what women do. They say he's a great guy, but he was so great that you gave him no play.
Listen, all
his
of our
play was
viewers,
ass. I'm sorry.
all of our
he didn't give
viewers
a
at
good
8
play.
at the table, we all know the good guy finishes last. Like we talk about this all the time.
I've had a good guy, and he brought that energy. You know, like he's like, yo, like he just made me feel good about myself.
That's all I think about Bob. He's a good guy that finished last.
No, but like I had a good guy that didn't finish last.
Because
you know what I'm saying?
He used to be a bad guy. And now he's a
he knows
good
how to,
guy.
yeah, you're right.
That's why. It's a big difference.